Hey, what's up? I got a quickie for you guys. It's a cool effect I did in a previous video. Want to break it down, show you how to do it. Looks something like this. Just turning somebody lifeless, look dead, before, after. It's actually really simple, so let me just break it down real quick. Throw your clip in the comp. I have a clip of my buddy Biv pretending like he's dead, rapping while he's dead. I'm holding it handheld, so there's some shakiness to it, so we're gonna have to do some tracking, but the little jitters, so it's nothing too crazy. So the first thing we're gonna do is duplicate our clip, get rid of these audios, rename the bottom one as our plate. So we're gonna keep this as is. Then we're going to rename the top one as skin, because the first thing we're gonna do is grab the pen tool and make a quick little mask around his skin, not his hair, just the skin, because we're gonna desaturate the skin a bit to make it look like he's lost all his blood. Very corpse-like. Bam. So let's open up the mask by pressing M, hit that little keyframe, and for this, very, very subtle little jitters because of handheld movement, so all I really like to do is just I usually go to each one of these little guys, and I usually find a point that's easy to notice where it moves from, so like the top of this ear up here, you can see it's kind of, move that down back to his ear. Super simple, nothing crazy, because all we have to do is throw a lumetri color on top, and we're going to bring down the saturation a bit so his skin loses some color, like a dead person would. Maybe a little bit more, like 46 about. We don't want it completely black and white, we want just a little bit of loss of color. And then we're also going to want to tint the temperature blue, tint it blue a bit. So we just play with the temperature, turn it blue, because corpses turn blue when they lose blood, because they're cold. Okay. Nice. Easy, not too bad. And so in here we're going to hit F, then we're going to change the feather to... We're going to want to change the feather to a pretty big feather, just so there's no sharp edges anywhere, so it'll really blend in. So that's the skin. You just want to desaturate the skin and tint it blue a bit. Pretty easy. And the next thing we're going to do is actually just put in a new solid, make a gray solid. Boom. Let's turn that off for now. And we're going to use this as the eye, actually, believe it or not. So we're going to get the pen tool again. Make sure you have the solid clicked, but turn it off so we can still keyframe it out. So we can still cut it out, but we don't have to see it. So let's cut the shape of the eye with just 3 points is all we really need. Boom. And then bam. Let's get the curvature in there. Boom. Okay, and then we'll turn the mask back on. For the feather, we're gonna make it 3 on the mask, and the expansion we're gonna make it 1, just so it pumps out a little bit more. And we're gonna turn the opacity down to around 36. Boom. You can kind of see how his eye looks dead now, you know, like a zombie, dead zombie eye. Kind of cool, easy. It's just a low opacity gray solid. It's super simple. But you see it it moves with his head and my camera movement. So we're gonna need to do a new null object. Let's throw it down to the bottom, and you're gonna want to find your tracker window. Which, if you don't have this, just go up to Window, and then find the tracker down here. And then it'll pop up in one of these side panels. So you want to make sure you have the plate, your main piece of footage, selected, and then you're gonna want to click the track motion button, and it gives you this little tracker point. You're gonna, Jesus Christ, you're gonna want to find the most contrasted area, which right here has some little glare in his eyes, have some white pixels, and then some like dark pixels around it. And if you give it enough room to like check, there's not a lot of movement, so it should track it pretty easily. So we're gonna do that, make sure it's locked in there, and we're gonna want to go up here to edit target, make sure you have your null selected, so that's where all the tracking information is gonna go. Hit OK, and all you want to do is hit this play button and I'll do it all for you. Boom, you saw it move around and got all these keyframes here. You're gonna want to hit apply, keep X and Y, hit OK. So I made a bunch of keyframes on both the footage and the null, so we don't need the tracking info on the actual footage, so we can just literally go ahead and delete this tracker 1 because everything is on this null, which you can see it's tracked in. You can see it moving with the footage. So we're gonna want to take the gray solid. You're gonna want to click and hold this pick whip thingy majiggy and select and hold it and drag it onto this null with all the tracking information. Let go, and if we turn off the mask, you should see it follows along, and boom, it's tracked perfectly. Look at that. Awesome. Okay. And then you're also going to want to hit this motion blur button and make sure this is blue, so then it'll just add some realistic motion blur to the jittering. If in case there is like a strong movement, it'll catch it and put like a realistic blur on it, so it doesn't look too fake, you know. Boom, look at that, look at that. Left eye. And then you're just going to want to repeat the process for the next eye. Boom, new null, with a new null, of course. Throw that to the bottom. Original plate, track motion. Let's grab this most contrasted area, which is, this is a better looking spot too. You can make this smaller, which would give it a better little spot to focus on, and that's wide enough for the jitter. And then edit target, make sure it's on your new null, hit OK, boom, run it, bam. And then you're gonna want to hit apply, OK, and then again we can just delete this information on here, make sure we have it tracked on here. Yep, it's all right there. And then we're gonna want to get a new solid, make it the same color as gray, turn it off. Let's rename it as the right eye. And now get the pen tool and do the same thing as the other one. Okay, and then turn it on. Opacity, I think like 36. Feather 3. And expansion 1. So it blends in. Let's check that out. Okay, see, so now this side of his head is actually in a shadow, so that's not the same. Settings aren't gonna work. And let's just touch this up a bit. So you're gonna want to pay attention to the lighting, of course. Turn the feather up, so let's turn the opacity down a bit to account for the shadow. There you go, because you can kind of see, turn this null off, you can kind of see the color in his iris as well. There we go. We turn it off. There we go. And so we're just going to want to hold this pick whip tool, put it down to null 3, and it should be good. Boom. Then make sure you turn on the motion blur for that as well, just in case. And there you go. He is pretty much dead. Before, let's turn these nulls off. Before and after. Before, after. Dude's dead. And to finish it off, of course, you can always add an adjustment layer. Throw a lumetri color on top. Just give it a little bit of a color grading. Boom. Some contrast. Let's make it a little bit warmer. And boom. And something that just came out, a little selfless plug, is a little LUT pack. that I made personally from a bunch of my old videos and a bunch of new looks. We got some really, I love the black and white ones. The black and white ones are sick, but for this we're gonna want some color. So let's get some backgrounds. Oh, that looks really cool. Maybe maybe Dead House. Oh, that definitely looks dead. Looks Walking Dead kind of. We could do Purgatory sounds dead. Oh, that's fucking moody. Or we can do Saw. That looks pretty good too, honestly. But I think the first one that we had, what was it, Back Rows? Yeah, that looks sick. That looks really cool. And we'll just adjust the percentage. Around the 60%-ish area is usually where I like to put it. But yeah, that looks so much better. Hell yeah, look at that. Before and after. Before, after. That looks so cool. And I must add, the LUT pack comes with some unique grain overlays that literally I haven't seen anybody use before. Let's just throw a quick soft grain on top. Bring it down to fit. Let's bring it down to fit the 1080, and we'll hit overlay. You got your final dead look. He looks dead as fuck. And if you are interested in these alternative LUTs and overlays, definitely check it out. The link will be down below. The LUTs and grains pack is actually super cool. I've put so much time into it. But if not, don't worry. Just add some of your own color. It's gonna look sick either way. If you turn it off, look at how dead he looks. Dude's dead. Hope you enjoyed. I hope this was a cool little idea. I hope this sparked something in your noggin. Go try it out for yourself. Peace.